Today is April 11th, and we are here for another episode of 28th and Jefferson. Glad to have everybody here with us. Shout out to Zach. How you doing, my brother? You all right?
All good.
In case y'all haven't noticed, the OGs are gone. I'm the only OG that is here today. Mm-hmm. That is perfectly fine. But we have an up-and-coming talent in Nashville and an already established talent in Nashville filling in for the OGs.
Yes, sir.
We have AKA the meme guy over here.
The meme guy is
going to talk to him.
Mr. AC Noel. What's happening?
Yeah, y'all probably remember him from the whole
I don't know.
meme.
What?
Which
We
meme?
don't have to talk about that.
Yeah, that's,
What is this?
we got to introduce everybody to who he is, because then we're coming back around to you.
Okay.
Your turn. We also have Mrs. Renee Watkins in the building, aka, as I've been calling her, the yoga goddess. Talk to our followers in our podcast world at 28th and Jefferson. Say hello.
Well, he pretty much just introduced me, so I really don't have to say much. But I am Renee Watkins. I am a yoga instructor here in Nashville. So if you haven't already, you should hop on my page. I am Renee Watkins. Super simple.
I am Renee Watkins. Cool. Well, I'm going to start the show off because this OG has another engagement that I have to do. But this is going to be a really fun and easy interview for our two special guest co-hosts. We have my big brother slash co-worker slash partner in the basketball and the arts and entertainment world. We have brother Jamal Richardson in the building.
What's going on?
AKA one of Nashville's top point guard legends and point guard molders. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just appreciate that, man. Just I'm glad to be here. Shout out to 28th and Jefferson, and just looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun, so it's gonna be cool.
Cool. Well, I guess I will start things off really quickly, just to go on ahead and get into it. For those that don't know, you have had your first McDonald's All-American this year.
That is correct.
And so, explain to everybody who doesn't follow high school basketball how important it is to, or the notoriety that you get, and what all is involved with becoming a McDonald's All-American.
I mean, pretty much what the kid that he's referring to is Darius Garland. He's a senior at Brentwood Academy, at Vanderbilt University signee. With that, man, I mean, the notoriety, I mean, it's a pretty big deal. McDonald's All-American is a prestigious nomination, and something that I know myself, and I'm pretty sure a million other kids that play the sport of basketball, that's what they aspire to reach. So with that, I mean, it's a pretty huge deal, and just the commitment and sacrifice that goes along with it. Like I tell people all the time, there's a lot of unseen hours that he puts in. So that's just one of the big equalizers and separators. So for him, I mean, and too, he's a humble kid. He's a great kid. Does a lot of great stuff in the community, man. So it's just not just about basketball with him. He's just a great overall young man. So just extremely proud of him.
Yeah, and what rank was he nationally at his position, and overall as far as where he ranked among the rest of the players in the country?
Nationally, at his position, he was number 2 in the country, and then overall, he was 15th in the country.
Yeah, so young Bull got crazy game.
Yeah,
crazy
stupid game.
So I have a question for you, because I've known you for a little bit, Jamal. Like back whenever I was going to college to play ball, I trained with you, and now and that was almost about 7 years ago.
Yeah,
so from that point to now, you progressed a lot. And what do you think? I guess what did Darius's parents see in you to trust you with their son?
I think mainly, man, for the first thing is the fact that they saw that I cared for him beyond basketball. And I started working with him when he was in 6th grade, so it was one of those things, I kind of just stepped in as a mentor, stepped into that leadership role, and just making sure that I'm speaking life into him, that I'm leading him into a good direction. And You know, with him being the only child at the house at the time, you know what I'm saying, and his brothers hadn't moved back here. His brothers were still in Indiana at the time, and so you know they just kind of saw how he gravitated towards me, and just having a willingness to just look out for him. And so from there, I mean, I appreciate that. I know it takes a lot of, as a parent, I know it takes a lot of trust for you to be able to, you know, leave somebody to have the responsibility to take care of your child. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, while they're not there, you know, so and that's kind of just how everything is formulated. But you know, just making sure that he's doing what he's supposed to do, you know, on and off the court.
And with him going to Vandy, you see a lot of the NCAA has a lot of scandals and stuff going on, right?
Absolutely.
And you know, and I've been part of it. You've been part of it. You know,
sure.
You train Robert Covington, who's currently with the Philadelphia 76ers. Shout out to Robert Covington. These guys need to be paid.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I would like to know your insight on that particular issue.
Absolutely. And this is just an ongoing conversation that's been stemming for centuries.
Yeah, for sure.
Long time.
For sure.
And I know people try to make the argument that, well, you're getting a free education and you're getting your school paid for. And my thing is, I don't think people understand the day-to-day that goes along with being a student athlete. And then I look at the NCAA and the framework of how they're exploiting and using these kids and how much money they're making off these kids. And,
billions.
Yeah, and they don't get to see a dime of it. You know, so I mean, if let's say for example, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody's going to buy, you know, Vanderbilt basketball jerseys with the number 10 on there, and they'll know who it is. Right? He won't, you know, because of the NCAA, he won't get to see a dime of that. And I just think it's you know a big use of exploitation, man. I've never, quite honestly, been a fan of the NCAA and how they're really taking advantage of these kids. You know, so you know, I think if there's a way that they can, and I'm not saying pay them outrageous money, but at least something that they can take
compensate
care
them.
of. Right.
Yeah. Compensate them for their time.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Compensate them at least for their time.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, because being a collegiate athlete, you have to put your body, not necessarily because you want to, but because you have to, through a lot of the crazy and vigorous workouts and things of that nature that nobody wants to do. Like, nobody wants to, like, really, and in college, you know, not many 18, 19-year-olds are trying to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get workouts and conditioning in and then lift weights and then go to your 8 o'clock class.
Right.
Like nobody's really trying to do that.
Right.
But, you know, that needs, like you said, that needs to be part of the compensation. Like, you know, like you're making the sacrifices that ultimately is making us the money. I mean, let's just keep it all the way 1,000.
Yeah.
When it comes to these colleges and these endowment funds and how much money all of these universities are worth, let's just call it what it is, man. Like, that's coming straight out the athletics department. Like, for real.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it is. Because I know me, when my school calls, talking about when the Alumni Association calls, asking for money.
I mean, and that's why I'm saying.
But I done bought tickets to a game, though. You feel me?
And college sports, especially the revenue generating sports, is basketball and football.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's indentured servitude, bro. Like, it's slavery, bro. It's
Basically.
really what it is,
Basically.
bro. You know what I'm saying? And people outside looking in don't understand, like, that particular concept. It's a 9 to 5, 9 to 12 job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and it's year round too. So
Right.
it's always good to help enlighten people on, like, that type of situation, because, like, athletes are people too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And what, I mean, as many benefits that we do get as athletes or student athletes, you know what I'm saying, we're not treated as such.
Right.
So, you know, I think, like you guys had, like, touched on, it's like, need to be fairly compensated for our time and energy. You know what I'm saying?
No question.
Yeah.
You know.
And I mean, I don't know. I don't see what the NCAA doesn't see in, like, why they shouldn't be paid. Because it's like, typically a lot of these big wigs in these higher up offices probably have never been an athlete of any sort. You just know how to manage stuff really, really well.
Right.
And that's probably how you wound up getting your position. However, with that being the case, it's like those that are so against, college athletes shouldn't be paid, but will go to bat for, not to be name dropping, but to go to bat for Nick Saban getting $10 million or something like that. Like you all right with the coach getting paid because he's the coach and that's his job. But guess what though? If the coach wasn't getting paid for having a good season, then it's, you know what I'm saying? Like it all is like, well, why does it only stop just with the coach?
Right.
Like why does it stop only at the coaches and why does it not trickle all the way down to hell, even if I say even the water boys, I mean, just a stipend or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, we appreciate you for your time because let's just face it, even if you cut the check for everybody on a sports team, football, basketball, baseball, soccer, tennis, rugby, swimming, don't matter. Even if you cut a check for every last one of those athletes, that's not really going to make a really big dent in the amount of money that you are going to generate throughout the course of an academic school year.
True.
So this is another question. And the last, one of the last questions I have for you is that, so with you building your empire, you know what I'm saying, for what you're doing as far as training these kids, what are you doing to improve that particular climate for those kids that are coming up and have aspirations for being pro or college basketball players?
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing that's helped me, just like with anything in life, you got to continue to evolve and grow within your craft. So I think I spent a whole lot of time studying basketball. And then also just the game is changing. The game has completely changed from when we played to what it is now. Back then, I know, the dunk was just a monumental game-changing moment, but now everybody's transcended to the three-point shot. You look at what Steph Curry and Dame Lillard and so many other guys can be able to just do amazing things by just simply shooting a three. And I think it gives kids an actual chance to really believe that, okay, I don't have to be 6'4", 6'5", I don't have to be extremely athletic, but I got to be skilled, and so, but also too, I think just keeping it simple, making sure that they're building their foundation from the fundamentals, making sure they can do the little things, because I know we're in a day and age with social media and with trainers. It can get out of hand sometimes with, showing so many dribble moves and so many different things where sometimes we kind of forget about, just keeping it simple and just getting back to the basics. And so, kids have to understand that you can't get to the advanced elite level until you get the basics down, getting the solid foundation set for first, and so with that I try to make sure I implement a balance of both. Again, because the game is changing. And then too, kids understanding their strengths. Like just be who you are. Everybody can't be Steph, everybody can't be Kyrie, but just be your own self as an individual. And so you gotta figure out when you play this game, figure out what your role is, figure out, what can you bring to the table to be effective and just be great at their role.
Thank you, bro.
I can use Rob Covington for an example. Put this in perspective. You got Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Those are two, perennial, Hall of Famers, with the way that they're training. But we had a conversation with Rob, and Rob understood it. He was like, look, find your way of sticking to the NBA. It's not just about making it, but you got to find a way to stick. And one way you can stick is if you can shoot the ball, if you can play defense. And so with that, we kind of just created a game plan to just really find a way to make him great at doing those two things. And then from there, we can expand and evolve his game into a multitude of levels, man. But once, he stuck to that, man, and to his credit, he grinded, trusted us and believed in us, and then now, he's a $63 million guy.
100%.
Yeah. So he's good.
Red cups up for that.
Yeah, red cups up to that.
And give me $20. Now, one question, because athletics, yoga, like music, anything, like all of that stuff are one in my opinion.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because coming up, everybody aspire, like athletes aspire to be rappers, rappers aspire to be athletes.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And so on and so forth. So tell me what's on your playlist, what gets you going. You know what I'm saying? Before before you even training, going to one of Darius's games,
Gotcha.
Or whenever you get ready to do.
Gotcha. I'm pretty versatile, man. I've always been a fan of Kendrick though, man. Kendrick's been like I go back to Kendrick from Section 80 and from the mixtape era. You know what I'm saying? Opposites Attract and a multitude his projects when I was
Everybody's
really digging, man. Let's see. Gotta go with, Jay-Z. He's classic. Gotta go with Nas. My favorite Nas album is Illmatic.
I think that's arguably one of the best albums ever. Arguably one of the best hip hop albums.
Definitely keep Illmatic in rotation. And a lot of people don't know this about me. I'm a big instrumental guy. Like I like instrumentals, so so I grew up on just listening to like Jay Dilla, Brock Berrigan, some people that people are not familiar with. Jeff Cale, like those guys. I'm just a big melody guy, kind of just the feel of it. So instrumentals for me kind of just it puts me in a place where I can just kind of zone out and just be tuned in. Into my vibe. So I'm pretty versatile, man. But if I need to get ratchet, I can go to the Future, go to the Migos and stuff like that. But I'm pretty versatile in terms of what I like to listen to.
So that's what's up, bro. What you, Renee? What about you? You been over there silent?
Yeah,
I have been silent.
yeah, girl. We going.
I probably needed to Google some of what y'all talking about. No, but as far as music, So for real, like I like Active Child. Y'all probably don't even know who the hell it is, but
I do not know who
it's okay.
Active Child is.
You don't have to
I
know.
was Googling Active
Google it.
Child.
I really like Active Child. As far as like more, I guess like of the urban scene. Kendrick Lamar, I think. I think it's a Gemini thing. It's always gonna be.
Oh, you a Gemini?
Absolutely.
Oh Lord, she one of them ones.
616. Kendrick Lamar, Kanye West is always gonna be a favorite. As much as people don't like him, I am a big fan of Eminem. I think he's super underrated.
I don't know. Maybe now. Maybe now.
I mean,
maybe
I
now
think
he might be.
I think he's always been underrated though.
All right, so I'm gonna play.
Go ahead.
Officiator right here. So I think that now hip hop, the state of hip hop is definitely decided now. You got the young cats, and you definitely have old heads.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I think everybody at this table now is considered quote unquote an old head. And I ain't gonna lie, I do listen to some of this new stuff though. I can't even lie, bro.
Yeah.
Like that Tekashi 6ix9ine Gummo is kind of
I think I'm a Yod head, but it's cool. I'm a Yod head, bro.
That who?
Tekashi. Have you seen
What is that?
Tekashi 6ix9ine?
the guy with the rainbow hair? You ever seen the guy with the rainbow
He's
hair?
a meme. He's a meme.
I ain't gonna lie.
So I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, so I've like been on
Listen.
Twitter a lot lately, and I definitely thought that was a female. I thought it was a lesbian.
And guess what? Because I thought he was a chick too first
Yeah, I thought it
time.
was a
He
lesbian.
does
And
play
him-
with Young M.A. a little bit. He's crazy. Yeah, I was just now that y'all say that, you got
It's a whole female out here.
I don't know. I think that now the generations of hip hop is so divided now. I think now you have like rap and you have hip hop. It's like when essentially at one point in time they were one and the same. But
I wouldn't
think
even call that hip hop or rap. It's like rap, hip hop, and then trap music.
well, I wouldn't necessarily say that Tekashi 6ix9ine, the rainbow hair
No,
kid.
what the hell? The
You-
Tekashi, whatever.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's
Sounds
so
like a
it's so
Yu-Gi-Oh
divided
character.
now. It's so divided now. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like a
Because
Pokemon character.
all right, so like when we were kids, who did we listen to coming up? Like T.I.,
Lil Wayne,
Jeezy,
you know what I'm saying?
Juvenile, Lil
Hot
Wayne.
Boys.
Now, how many? Who'd you listen to coming up?
Yeah, we listen to that.
Starlito. Shout out Starlito.
I
Shout out
did
to
not
Lito.
listen to Starlito when
I ain't gonna lie, Starlito has been my favorite rapper since the mixtape days.
I grew to
The
appreciate
very first, like I still have the very first All Star
I ain't gonna lie.
mixtape. I have the very
I
first
grew
one
to appreciate
with
Star.
the NBA throwback jerseys on. He was in the gym facing
I
each
grew to
other.
appreciate
Go watch YMCA, man.
Yup.
He's in Go watch YMCA.
Yup.
Because bro can actually rap. Like legit.
Bro really is like harder than like I'm gonna say like 95% of
Yeah.
these cats that's out, if not more
Yeah.
than that. Like bro is dummy hard.
I had to grow to appreciate it because see, my pops is from New York, so I grew up on Jigga. I grew up on Nas. I grew up on Carriers. I grew up on all the New York essentials, like
all real music,
like real rap.
It's all real music
So
too.
exactly.
Bingo. And so that's what I'm saying. It's like when we were kids and when Gucci Mane was coming out and when Jeezy was coming out,
Like,
the
what
people
the hell is
before
that?
us was like, what the hell is this y'all listening to?
That's correct.
No, being honest, I remember like back when we were little, my stepdad used to play Master P all the time, like all the time.
Ice Cream Man.
Like Mr. Ice Cream Man, right? And so like I remember
ass like them '85 Wranglers.
I remember my uncle and them saying that type of music was trash. You know what I mean? I remember them saying it's trash. So like now, yeah, I guess like some of these new age rappers are like, I like No Limit. Like, listen, don't come at me, right? But
I don't think nobody's gonna come at you for liking No Limit.
like I like them, but like if you think about it, then some of these like little mumble rappers would be considered what Master P and them was back in the
Bingo, that's what I'm saying. And so it's so divided. So you couldn't even, you know how you just said like you don't even know what a Tekashi 6ix9ine is. So imagine what your uncles and them gonna say when they see
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. It's so divided. It's almost like it's generational rap or generational hip hop, because the music that your uncles and them listen to, the generation before them was listening to These Are the Breaks. You see what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
Like, and so like they probably was like, Master P is trash.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So now my thing is what's coming after
I know.
this XXX Tentacion and these Tekashis and
I have another question. Do you think
Tekashi a disease?
do you think hip hop, because hip hop is now pop, right?
Yeah.
Hip hop is pop culture. Right?
Essentially.
So do you think hip hop is oversaturated with artists?
I think so.
Absolutely.
I think so because and I think that social media has a lot to do with that.
Of course.
Because when it boils down to it, it's all about marketing and how many people are looking at whatever product is being pushed.
True.
And that's basically what all propaganda is and the agenda is. And I mean, also that's like free marketing research for these bigger companies. These record labels don't have to put very much money and funding behind doing these studies to see like who's popping and who's not. Like Tekashi 6ix9ine, I keep using him because he's like the hot, lame rapper with all the bangers now.
Yeah,
right.
And he's the one that's causing all the beef and he's causing all the drama and all the problems. And bigger companies are like, we about to cash out on bro.
Mm-hmm.
We about to cash out on him.
Yeah.
And it's like, treat him like the athlete. We give him just a little bit to keep him satisfied, but we gonna wind up taking home the big check. And it really does all stimulate from social media. I mean, he has like over 1 million or something plus followers only on Instagram alone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no telling what his Facebook, his Instagram, his Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
SoundCloud, Snapchat, all those
That's
other
again
things.
just people hyping
like.
up people who are popular. Like again, like we were saying before, like if you call him trash, you're gonna be a hater. No, he's fucking trash.
Yeah, but isn't that how
Who is this guy? Like that sounds like a disease.
But isn't that how like the world really
And
does operate though?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In every other aspect?
Because if you say he's whack, somebody's gonna come for your head and be like, "Oh, you're a hater." No,
Right.
he just sucks.
Okay, so speaking on that, let's talk about this Cardi B train that's about to hit the summer. Let's talk about that. Like, Renee, give me your opinion on
I
Cardi
mean,
B.
I haven't listened to the album.
Because I haven't listened to it either. I
You
thought
haven't
Zach.
listened to
I thought we was he in
only
the?
one.
Yeah, we're gonna say we wasn't in that text.
Okay, so you wasn't in the group text. So
I wasn't in. Yeah.
I promise we are better friends than this. But listen,
They keep
we
me out of the group text. Man.
Listen.
Keep going.
We
Yeah.
got a new group text for you.
yeah, we got a new group
Gotta
text.
keep him separate from everybody else.
So here's the thing. So we decided collectively
Mhm.
on your behalf as well that we were gonna do a Cardi B and Chung Lee album review next week though, because don't y'all find it kind of funny that as soon as Cardi B jumps off with hers, releases, goes gold, and all of a sudden Nicki just hops out the woodwork.
Absolutely, because she had to hop on that train because people
Right.
are gonna feel guilty for hyping up Cardi's album, and then because everybody has been pitting them two against each other, like all the celebrities who promoted Cardi's album, just think about it, they all gonna be like, damn, now we gotta promote Nicki's album even if we don't like this bitch or her music.
Do I see the women's version of 50 Cent and Kanye West about to go down? Who's gonna have the harder album? Y'all remember
50
when?
Cent and Kanye West.
You don't remember that beef that they
Yeah,
had?
but it wasn't. I don't think it was a real competition.
It wasn't, however,
50
right?
Cent can't
Hold
fuck
on.
with Kanye.
Well, here's the thing.
Morgan, don't you dare.
No.
Let's not do that.
Hold
On
on.
behalf of MassCtv.
Hold on.
Don't you dare.
Time out. Let me explain myself. Let me explain myself. Do y'all remember 50's second album? What was the name of it?
Nobody knows.
Okay, it was whatever album came out when wasn't when Kanye.
Massacre.
Massacre.
There
And
we
what
go.
album came out in? Since you're the Kanye fan, what album came out in 2007
don't know
or
either.
2008?
Shit, graduation.
Yeah.
All right. So remember the two of them.
I mean, I was at graduation, so.
And at the time, 50 was at the top of the rap world, and Kanye was at the top of the rap world. Two totally, vastly different styles. However, the albums came out at the same time. And I don't know if you all remember, but they put a bet out to see who was going to outsell the other and to see who had the better album. Now, Kanye wound up tapping that ass and whooping 50.
Like 3 million.
But you remember it though.
Yeah.
So I wasn't comparing them skill set wise.
Yeah.
I was comparing them marketing wise.
And you know what?
I
People
was
do
seeing
that
them.
because
I
there
was seeing
can be
them.
artists
See what I'm
that
saying?
are like trash. Let's call it what it is, right? And so I'm not saying that I like Nicki or Cardi better, right? But people will be like, oh, Nicki sell more albums than Cardi. That don't mean she's a better artist. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I think it's a little bit different too. I think the fact that they work together though. I mean, they've
Yeah.
done some-
Yeah.
yeah, but it's still like, you don't think it's funny that she just came out with this album because Cardi's
business.
album, like, I haven't
Yeah,
listened
it's
to it,
just
but
good.
I've seen it, right? Like, I've seen it everywhere.
I've heard a ton of people talk about Cardi B
Yeah,
album.
like you
I gotta-
can't
I
go
gotta check it out.
anywhere
I'm gonna
without
check.
seeing it.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out, especially for next week. So, with that being said, I am going to relinquish my seat, MassCtv. I have got to bounce, and Sister Watkins is gonna take over, as well as Brother AC Noel with our guest, Mr. Richardson.
My man.
All right, bro. I'll let you.
We back and so we were having a discussion earlier, right? Like
We were.
on the brink of the Kardashian scandal, like Tristan Thompson cheating on Kardashian. Like, why do y'all think like nowadays we constantly see like pregnancies and engagements on social media? Like, why do y'all think?
For likes
that
and
is?
follows and shares.
Can you please elaborate?
Because nobody, like, okay, so like I said before, the divorce rate, and I don't, like, it's really high. It's like a 50-50 chance that you're going to get divorced. I'm telling. It's like a 50-50 chance that you're going to get divorced, right? And so, really, it's like people are not even getting married or getting engaged because they really like each other. They're just doing it just to be doing it. That's a whole bunch of fucking money if you ask me. Like, I'm too cheap to even listen. If we don't like each other for real, let's not play. We can just play house. Let's play house. Let's do that. I'm okay with playing house. Like, you go to your house and I go to mine.
Well, Jamal, do you plan on getting married in the future?
Yeah, I mean that's something that I look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marriage and having a family, and, wife, and kids, and things to that degree. But like like she mentioned, it just seems like it's just becoming super trendy. And please don't. I don't want y'all to think like I'm bashing it or anything.
Yeah, no.
Nothing like that. But I mean, again, like she mentioned, 50% divorce rate, and I think the social media effect has a lot to do with that. Just for the attention seeking, and if you do put it out there, I mean, for me, I like to keep my stuff private.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And hey,
Yeah.
this is my wife, cool, and
Right.
I'm not gonna put my whole life story out there.
This is when we got engaged, and this is us going to get our marriage certificate, and this is us getting
Yeah.
married, and this is us in our honeymoon,
So-
and this is us having problems, and now we have a kid, and now we hate each other, and this is divorce. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't need to know all of that.
So this is my question. Like, how do y'all view like relationships? And what I mean by that is being in an intimate relationship with somebody is supposed to be like a partnership, and not in a partnership like a business partnership, but like a sharing lives type partnership, or is it I'm yours, you're mine? You know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing without my, like approval
No,
or
a
type of
partnership.
like a possessive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a possessive type thing. You know what I'm saying?
A
Like.
partnership, I think it's absolutely a partnership. And when you say business, no, this is a fucking business. Everything is us 50-50. If you don't have it, I have it. If you don't have it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like we're supposed to do everything together. I hate this whole, like, people are still stuck in this whole, like, oh, like, you're supposed to cater to your man. Well, if I'm working a 9 to 5 and he's working a 9 to 5, like, why the fuck I gotta go home and cook and clean and take care of the kids?
Yeah.
I just work just as much as he did. Like, we need to both be doing this. Like, we need to both take care of the bills, the lights, the water. You know what I mean?
And like I like the concept of 50-50, but I don't like using those dimensions, right?
You don't have to.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Like
don't have to.
no, the reason
Yeah.
no, like cause I completely understand what you're saying, because like my thing is we've been like raised to be like half, you know what I'm saying? And the relationship is man, woman, half, or you know, gay, whatever. But like I believe it's like 100. And what I mean by that is it's like, you know what I'm saying, whenever I'm slipping, you got me, whenever, you know what I'm saying? Like I want you to like to freely live your life and I accept you for who you are, right? Like, but that's not what's being pushed nowadays, right?
Yeah,
Like,
no, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's, you know, I think it's, once that dynamic, especially in the black community, once that dynamic changes, a lot of us in our community change as well. You see
we
what I'm
have
saying?
to like go that old age, like the man is supposed to do everything. No,
Right.
ladies, get up and go get this job that you fought for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that type of thinking is so passe.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It's very passe, and it needs to be refined in so many different ways.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because those type of relationships become so, like, I can't even imagine being in a relationship with somebody for 30 plus years and being miserable.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying?
You know what?
Like,
Older people did that. Like, it was like,
Yeah.
oh, my parents been married for 50 years.
Yeah.
Like, have they? Like, is that
Right.
possible?
Right, especially in this day and age, you were just mentioning how the divorce rate is, you know what I'm saying, is up.
high.
You know what I'm saying? And now everybody's so exposed to everything and
Yeah.
everybody's business.
And
Like,
everybody- and then I also that goes back to that whole social media thing where everybody's putting all of their information on social media. So like if you tell everybody, oh, like Lil Bobby cheated on me, and then they're gonna be like, but you need to leave him. You're gonna look like a dummy if you stay with him. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's here and there. Like, so in one breath, I'm kind of like, and again, I'm not against marriage. Let me say that, right? I'm not against it, but I am one of those people like, no, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it for real. Right? So like, you get mad at me, you ain't leaving, you're going downstairs and sleeping on the couch, or you're going on the other side of the bed. You know what I mean? But we're gonna do this wholeheartedly because we're gonna do it. You know what I mean? But if you do some real crazy shit, then yeah, let's pass up. But if we're just getting into it, where you going?
exactly.
Yeah.
Where you leaving where?
And that's why I'm like, as far as like marriage in the Western world, right? Like marriage, like in America, is based on ownership, and that's why I posed the question, like because it's like if I marry you, you take my last name, I own you, and that whole train of thought messes up. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that alone, that train of thought messes up the entire relationship.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because when you were in the honeymoon stages, you ain't thinking about I own you own me, right? Like everything is all
good.
good.
You get mad. It's like I'm leaving.
Come on,
you
man.
Can't.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like that's what I'm saying. It's just like a lot of stuff. You know, maybe I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? But I think about this type of stuff a lot. You know, and that because that type of thinking like goes about how you treat everything in your life. You in yoga and you in training everything. Like everything got to be cohesive.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And if the person that you're sharing your life with doesn't like compliment you, you know what I'm saying? Then you're essentially hindering yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Actually,
Yeah.
because I think that's the biggest thing, man, is compatibility and understanding like somebody that through your faults, through your greatness, they're gonna be by you, no matter what. You know what I mean? And it's easy to, like you said, it's easy to get caught up in the honeymoon stages and things. But I mean, for me, I know that's why I've been, you know, very patient in my process. Because you know, for me, when I get married, it's gonna be a one-time deal. I don't want to go through the divorce.
Death do us part.
Like we gonna, you know, if we hit rock bottom, damn it, I'm gonna fight until we find a way. You know what I'm saying? That's just That's just my thought process. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, I definitely wouldn't want to be married 30, 40 plus years and be miserable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
I mean, because I do believe people fall out of love, right? And then, like with my last relationship, he taught me like this whole people hop into relationships really fast because they like each other, right? And then you do this whole bullshit because at the beginning it's the honeymoon stage, but some kind of way y'all end up like either the girl is pregnant or y'all move in together, right?
Yeah.
So. Yeah. When you move in together or when you have this baby, you feel like you have this commitment to this person, right? And then you fuck around and get married, but then you find out in that marriage, you don't even know who this person is. Right. And then you mess around, it's like, oh man, we got a baby, we live together, all our bills are tied up into each other, our whole lives are tied into each other, but I don't like you.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, because a lot of that stuff is based on selfishness. And then when it comes to, you think about it, when it comes to sharing the lease, when it comes to having a baby, that's a financial responsibility as well.
Right.
That you know what I'm saying, that you were tied to.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I believe like our ancestors and stuff back then wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah.
They just lived freely. You
Yeah.
see what I mean?
And I think back then they actually probably really liked each other a little bit to stay that long.
Yeah, man. But you know, I mean, I think the love that you gotta have first is self love. You know, like to truly know yourself. Like for the thing is, when you truly love yourself, you can give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like you give it to somebody.
You sound like the black doctor.
You see what I'm saying? And I ain't, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's just stuff that I've observed, some of my mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And acknowledging and having accountability for the mistakes I've made in order to. You know what I'm saying? In order to move forward. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it comes from. You live and you learn, right?
Yeah,
like,
that self-love is really true because like again, going back to the social media thing, so many people have this false sense of confidence. Like that confidence is so false. And they do and say things that they don't even mean. Like, I'm cute. No, you cry yourself to sleep at night because you think you're ugly. You know, nobody really, you don't feel like anybody really loves you. You know what I mean? If you loved yourself, then none of this other shit would happen. Right?
True.
So.
And then you attract those energies around you too, right? Like you see what I'm saying? Like whenever you, like I'm sitting with two beautiful people. You see what I'm saying? So like me and bro, every time, I don't have to talk to bro for 2 years. Whenever I link up with them, I always all love because it's genuine. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you know your foundation, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it should be all the time, right? Like that's how I feel like it should be with relationships. No, like you can't set an ultimatum or certain expectations. You know what I'm saying? Well, you gotta set expectations. You gotta set expectations, but setting ultimatums. You ultimately lose when it comes.
You do.
You know what I'm saying? You ultimately
especially
lose
with
when
me,
it comes to
let's
that.
go back to me being a Gemini.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
challenged the hell out of you. Ultimatum. Okay.
Right,
Exactly. Right now. Yes,
Exactly.
Gemini 616, okay? Don't forget it. No, but with with ultimatums, it's kind of like I had this one guy who like was like, yeah, like you need to delete Instagram or I'm gonna leave you. Let me go ahead and put that on Instagram and just test you a little bit because I don't give no fuck. You know what I mean? Like either you're gonna deal with a person, right? So you're gonna love somebody beyond whatever type of bullshit, right? You have to learn to love things. You have to almost learn to love the things that you hate about a person in order to know, like, yeah, this is who I want to be with. If you can sneeze wrong and it annoys the fuck out of me and I'm like, yeah, I'm good, then you don't really care about that person, right? You don't really care. But if you can love every little thing about a person, right? Like the way they clean their ears, like, right? If you can learn to love that, right?
Keep love right there.
That's for real.
Oh, yeah, it's
Keep it.
It's very deep.
And this other shit, people be like, oh, she cute, she got a fat ass. That's wifey. Boy.
I ain't gonna lie, they be looking good though. I ain't gonna front on that. Yeah, like we're gonna discuss more of that whenever I get with that.
So talking about that, going back to the whole Tristan Thomas or whatever the hell his name is. So
Tristan's, man, come on. Man.
I don't know, like so this is the thing, right? And I don't know enough about the story to be like, oh, like he's fucked up or she's fucked up and everybody's fucked up. But from the tidbit that I got earlier, like he cheated on his other baby mama with Chloe.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, he's cheating on Chloe with somebody else.
It's a trend.
And that goes back to what I'm saying.
So there's this thing called karma, right?
Right.
And then there's this thing, right? The earth is round, right? You can
Is it round or is it flat?
I don't give no fuck. It's round.
Is it round?
Globes are round. So there's a thing, because it's a circle, right? Let's just say right now in this moment it's round, right? There's no corner for your bullshit to lie in. There's no corner for your bullshit to hide in.
Okay.
So that shit came right back.
Yeah.
And I'm always one for that's what the fuck you get, and if that's what happened, that's what the fuck she gets.
Well, you think about it, man. Like with
he
dude,
gonna get his.
When you think about it with dude though, whenever you don't have closure with the previous joint, you're gonna repeat the same behavior. That's just science, bro. Like you're gonna repeat the same behavior
I
regardless.
don't know what closure he getting. He's the one who's cheating.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Whenever you do something like that, you're gonna continue to repeat that behavior until you acknowledge that there's a problem in the first place with what he's doing. He think he okay. for him to
No,
go
I
ahead
mean,
and
but
do
see,
it, with him to go ahead
See,
and do
with
that.
men, their karma comes in like their daughters or their granddaughters or their mamas.
Is that okay? Real talk, because I've heard that a lot. But I heard that a lot. Now,
Zach, you have 2
Yeah,
daughters.
it's facts, bro.
That's
It's
facts.
facts?
Right? My karma is
Maybe.
absolutely gonna be my son.
All my
It's gonna be my
homies-
son.
All my homies got girls. Jacob.
Yeah. Oh, you cool with Tyrone, ain't you? Down? Yeah. He got it. Yeah, little Mackenzie. Yeah.
Yeah, that karma, it comes back in your
I
kids.
don't know what I did personally though, but you know.
I mean, but even then, I like don't want to stay up here. But even then, it's kind of like it doesn't have to be that you've cheated on somebody, right? It could be that you just did some fucked up shit to somebody else. Like there was this one guy that I dealt with who was pretty much like, I don't like myself because something that was done to me, I'm noticing that I'm doing it to other people. Right? And my whole thing to him was like, if you don't like the monster that somebody created and made you, why would you make more yous? Right? And so if you don't fix that shit, your kid's gonna be walking around looking like you're hurt. Whatever hurt that is, wherever that hurt came from.
He does have 2 little girls. I'm talking about Tristan Thompson now, right? It's gonna be 2 little girls.
I don't know what the hell they are.
I know he's having a girl. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's
so
having
you're having a
other
girl.
BM.
You're having a girl.
But you learn lessons.
That's your karma.
Learn how to treat
What?
women in a different way.
Okay, so this is my question for the women. Why is there like it's like a behavior to it, like growing up, it's like I'm gonna take this hood dude, or not necessarily have to be a hood dude. I'm gonna put up with a lot of bullshit. So at the end, when he change, like he's gonna get it together and we're gonna live happily ever after. Like I never understood that concept. Like what? So where does that concept come from?
That is called false hope.
Have you been a victim of false hope?
I have. I think it's one of those things. Like I know for me, I'm a prideful person. Like I don't. I hold grudges, and I'm a prideful person. I never like to admit that I fucked up or that I'm wrong. In a situation with men, I'll be like, you know what? We're gonna slide because maybe next time. And then the next time becomes the next time after next time, and it keeps on going. And then you finally be like, no, this shit is stupid. You know what I mean? And I don't think any woman goes into a situation like that willingly. It's just that you get your feelings so involved. And I'm pretty sure men have done it too, right? You get your feelings so involved in situations where you're kind of like, I have so much invested in this, then I can't do it. And what I learned is on and off again relationships don't fucking work. Because the same reason it was off is going to keep being off for that same exact reason. So if it's old, let it die. Knocking over the cups.
See what you
I felt that right here. No, but you have to, you just have to learn with her in certain situations. Like this ain't for me. But it's a process because just like you go into it like, oh, like that honeymoon stage fuck everybody else up. It fucks everybody else. So you go into a relationship and he probably fucking with somebody else or she's probably fucking with somebody else when y'all go into it. And then when you find out, you're already in love. So it's kind of like,
that's the hardest thing to do is to like, go through that process.
yeah, so like I'm in love with you, so I'm gonna give you another chance, and then that person's kind of like, you gave me this chance, let me see how many more chances I can get.
Yeah.
You keep on doing it, and because you in love, it's like he gonna stop because he loved me. No, baby, like let go.
Yeah, what is love though? Everybody always uses the word, but nobody knows how to define it.
That's another podcast.
You see
That's
what I'm
another
saying?
podcast. Y'all
So
can
you
bring me
ready
back for that
podcast.
podcast.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly, for sure.
Drop that in February.
Well, this is my question for you, Jamal. Is like, what else do you have coming up, like for you and like even for the city, bro? Like, what you got coming up, big brother?
Well, I know currently, man, we're getting ready to kick off. I coach AAU girls basketball. One of our clients, Brandon Wright, played for Memphis Grizzlies. Recently played for Houston Rockets, but he just had knee surgery, but he's back 100% now. You know, he's getting back healthy and things. But he has a girls AAU program based out of Middle Tennessee, man. So we're getting ready to kick off. We are going to Birmingham this weekend, and our first live period in front of college coaches will be next weekend in Louisville, man.
Yeah.
So, and we've helped send about over 100 plus girls to school, and it's coming from Nashville to Murfreesboro to Hendersonville, any part of Middle Tennessee you can think of, man. We've had quite a few girls come through our program, and so I know we got that coming up. In June, we'll have our annual Run and Gun camp, AAG Run and Gun basketball camp. Was started by Penny College. Shout out to Penny College, man.
Yeah,
head coach at Tennessee State.
Yeah, red coach.
Yeah, so we that's a perennial camp, man, that we definitely excited about. And we'll be having more information on that as time gets closer to that. And then, man, just get ready for our pro guys, man, our college and pro guys. They'll be coming back soon, man, and just be in that lab just working. That's
There
it.
you go.
That's about it,
That's
man.
good. Bro.
Absolutely.
That's awesome, bro.
They do the plugs.
Shoot, well, go ahead, Renee.
Oh, plugging. Okay, so I have a lot. On April 22nd, there is the Diamond and Rough fashion show. It'll be at Vanderbilt. It'll be on Vanderbilt campus, and it's a charity organization. They'll give like high school seniors scholarships, so it's pretty cool. In May, on May 26th, we're actually having a silent trap yoga class at Artificial Makeup Studio. So basically, you'll be listening to trap music, doing yoga through your headphones. So it's really dope. And then in June, we're going to St. Lucia. So if anybody else wants to sign up and go to St. Lucia with me, registration is still open. And we'll also have the Poetry in Motion event on June 30th at Tri Creative Complex. So all of that is in my bio. So go in there and buy tickets right now.
And again, I am AC Noel. My Instagram is a.c.noel. You know, the meme guy. I also do music. Another thing is with MassCtv, I'm gonna have a segment called Cooling with AC. So I'm just gonna be at the crib chilling, and man, we just gonna get more things cracking in the city, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. Then we got Jamal, man. I know you already talked about what you got going on.
Yeah,
go ahead, plug, man, plug.
Y'all forgot about this. Let me add one more thing. So, one thing I'm gonna do, I'm trying to get the schedule together for it, but I plan on doing a free basketball clinic, like a series. And I'm calling it Back to the Playground. When I came up, my pops took me to the playground all the time, and that's kind of grew to love the game and grew to just really just be fascinated with it and helped me so much. But I noticed one thing, that a lot of kids don't play outside. They don't go back to the playgrounds. And, that's how I got my game from playing against older guys and things to that degree. So working on the foundation of it, but so the whole emphasis of it is we're gonna get some volunteers and try to do a free basketball clinic at each park in Metro Nashville. So we'll go to Cleveland, we'll go to Hartman, we'll go to Hadley. Anywhere with an outdoor court, we're going to try to hit all the areas of Nashville and just be a free clinic for kids. Just give back and just invest back into them. You know what I'm saying? And just a lot of things that we didn't have, as you know, and I'm pretty sure as you know, a lot of resources and opportunities that we didn't have when we came up. I feel like it's important for us to give back and plant our seeds back, especially to the youth, especially to the community. So, so be on the lookout for that. I'm still working on that, man. But and then also you can follow me on Twitter at allaroundgame10 or on IG at AAG Basketball 10. So,
Sure. Yeah. I guess that'll do it. This is Miss Renee Watkins. Our special guest is Jamal Richardson, and me, AC Noel, on 28th and Jefferson. I holler at y'all, man.
Appreciate y'all.
I want to send a special thanks to 28th and Jefferson podcast, and MassCtv. Great experience, man. Having the opportunity to come and just, really fellowship. So, man, they're doing great things and just recognizing a lot of people in the Nashville community and just bringing people in and just talking about life and talking about just a lot of things that's involved in what's going on in our city. So I enjoy my time here, man, and make sure that y'all show y'all support to MassCtv and 28th and Jefferson. I'm a big fan. I'm gonna keep rocking with them, man. And, I know they're going to continue to go on to do great things, and super proud of my boy Zach, man. We just keep building and keep growing, man. So shout out to MassCtv again, 28th and Jefferson. Make sure y'all show love to them, man. All for the city of Nashville. Shout out to my city. Love y'all.